Welcome back to Doom. Today we're going to be finishing up Knee Deep in the Dead. Never mind, we're done. Okay, we're back.
Thank fuck.
So, Torp, you wanted to go through the kind of deeper lore of the Doom series, didn't you?
God, no I didn't, but you fucking called me out.
You fucking mentioned it between recordings, so excuse me.
God, which one do you want?
I don't know. Just give me a few tidbits, because for the story of this game, I was expecting to just say, there be demons, there be guns, there be Mars, go.
You're not wrong, but also the reason Doom Guy is on Mars in the first place is because his commanding officer told him to shoot some civilians, and he beat the shit out of him.
Sounds like the depiction of Doom Guy as this super macho, super violent dude that I don't always love, but, you know, whatever.
He is kind of a rage beast, but mostly just about demons. He really hates demons.
Doom Guy's always been this, like, extra powerful being throughout the Doom games, so I guess if you hated demons and you had the powers that he did, or the strength in general, I guess you would fucking take it out on demons like this, too.
Yeah, exactly. Demons are jerks.
Yeah, look at him over there.
I would never trust a demon. Would you trust a demon?
I wouldn't, especially if they're wandering around in such a way.
Exactly.
To answer that, because if you would trust a demon, you would lie about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we don't know how you're lying, Jacob.
Yes. It makes a really good point. So, Doom, it's a fun game. Look, here's a secret in here. Never mind. Oh, God. Actually, it's over here. There's a secret over here. But both these platforms look the same, so I forget.
It's basically the same thing. It's fine.
Not only can you shoot up walls, you can also open doors up walls, too. Pretty much there is no sense of verticality in this game. At least in its code. That star teleported us back near the beginning, so let's just grab a few things in here.
I mean, also going back to Doom lore, I mean... He's the descendant, Doom Guy, of B.J. Blazkowicz.
Yeah, from Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Technically speaking, he's a descendant of Commander Keen, who was the, I think, grandson of BJ, or great-grandson. I think it was great-grandson. I don't fucking know. Commander Keen sucks is all you need to know.
This is a very complicated lore for such a simple game. So when you get out here, technically the secret is those stairs, which you can very easily accidentally run over. So you want to make sure to just slam your face into this wall in order to actually trigger the secret when you go back in.
So wait, you go outside, past this, like, over the stairs that are the secret, and you have to run back onto the stairs to activate the secret.
That's the weird thing about secrets in this game. Oftentimes, they're just one block that you are pretty much typically guaranteed to walk over in order to trigger it. It's very rarely, like, the whole ass area is the secret. So, and some secrets are kind of wiggity like that. And there are other secrets later that I will definitely bring up that you cannot trigger without cheats.
So the way Torpo's right, you are just hopping everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. He's prancing.
He's just having the time of his life murdering demons.
And if you look at the way he moves his gun, Doom Guy's gait must be enormous. He's pretty much ballet hopping everywhere.
He has to walk with a wide stance because of his massive dong.
I don't know why that wasn't the word I was expecting. I thought you were gonna say like thighs or calves or even glutes.
No, you expect too much of me. I am far more crass.
I don't know why dick didn't come to mind. Going back into the enemy variety, it's not just enough that each enemy kind of has their own strategy that you use to take them down. When you combine them with other enemies, you have to pretty much change up all your shit. Because, of course, shotguns are good against, you know, zombies, enemies. But then you got pinkies who you want to use with a chainsaw because they flinch very easily. And, you know, they don't do much. But if you put them in the same room together, you need to think about how you use everything. Also, we just picked up the night vision goggles. It pretty much just disables the lighting in the game so that everything's flat. And it makes dark rooms actually visible. Oh!
Thank fucking goodness.
I do enjoy their stuttering when you hit him with the chainsaw, but to be honest, it would just be one straight ah.
It's a very shaky chainsaw, very jittery. It's not what it used to be.
The reason for that, actually, is because every enemy has their own... What I said about how pinkies flinch very easily, every enemy has their own pain chance. Weaker enemies have typically a higher pain chance, which means it's the possibility that they have to flinch when they take a certain amount of damage. Pinkies and zombie men and stuff have very low pain chances, which is the reason why the chainsaw is so effective against them, because they just constantly flinch. But stronger enemies have a lower one, so even though they're big and you can keep their chainsaw on them for quite a while, they don't flinch as much, so they'll just tear you up while you're trying to chainsaw.
And to be fair, I would also flinch if you were trying to come at me with a chainsaw.
Pretty much. Fun fact, Phobos Lab, Phobos is one of Mars's moons, which is where we are right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, this is on one of Mars's moons.
Yes. I want to make sure I was right. Because I don't look too deep into Doom's lore. Like, it's one of the games where I just don't really give much of a shit, I just want to play it. Because the gameplay itself can hold up everything.
I mean, the lore is purely flavor, for this at least.
Of course, there's that classic John Carmack quote, which definitely doesn't hold up today, for the record. But it's accurate when it comes to Doom, that plot in a video game is like plot in a porn. You expect it to be there, but it isn't particularly important. Again, that's not relevant today, where games are kind of more respected, and stories are more good stories, specifically, are more common. But for Doom, yeah, sure, it's there. It's not that important. Chainsaw.
He said it at a time when games didn't have enough memory to have a story.
Exactly.
But when there is a good story, it really gets you where it counts, and that's what matters.
Oh, yeah.
Winky face.
Doom has like so little story is that like to the point where a lot of the trailers for the upcoming Doom Eternal have had a lot of dialogue and people are really worried that there's going to be a lot of story.
I mean, to be fair, Doom the previous one, Doom 2016, was it? Yeah. Also had story, and those were the weaker parts of the game.
Yeah. It was there if you wanted to look at it, but it's not something that was thrown in your face very much. And in Doom, there's literally almost no story thrown in your face. There is some text at the end of each episode, which, you know, we'll read. But that's literally it when it comes to story.
But it does give me a pain in my heart thinking that maybe BJ Blazkowicz never got to know his shit grandson, Commander Keen.
I guess all the recessive genes from Keen... Oh god, that rhymed. all of Keen's genes from BJ got transferred over to Doom Guy. I've never played Commander Keen.
Okay, but now I'm just picturing Doom Guy trying to fit into a child's pair of jeans, and I'm really confused.
They would just look like Daisy Dukes at that point. Which, dude, I kind of want to see that now. Doom Guy and Daisy Dukes. Daisy Dooms.
Daisy Dooms. That's just leather pants that you tear trying to pull them up.
I mean, that's kind of what we're getting at. Ooh, that reminds me. Did you see how that fireball hit that pinky? One of my favorite mechanics of this game is infighting. Monsters of different types, or at least of different projectile types, can fight with each other. Like that shotgun guy, he wasn't shooting me, he was shooting the pinky behind him that fucking bit him. That's so dope. I love that so much, and it's actually a legitimate strategy that you can use in large groups of enemies. Make them fight so that you don't have to waste ammo on them.
and hump the wall.
Make them fight so you don't get shot in your dumb fucking face.
The specifics are if the pretty much enemies of different kinds can infight. Like, you just saw an imp hit another imp with a fireball. Imps can't fight each other. And hit scan enemies, the zombie men and shotgun guys, can fight each other, because hit scan doesn't differentiate like projectiles do. So that is... I really wish more games did that. I guess in other games, at least canonically, enemies are too smart to actually do that, but these dumbass zombies are more than welcome to fucking fight their brother.
I mean, they're demons. Since when have demons been good to anyone?
Yeah. There's actually a lot of really subtle instances of infighting that we're getting past right now. I shoot them too fast for us to really notice or hang on.
But yeah, infighting is always a neat little mechanic in games. When it happens, it's just like a nice little touch.
I mean, you don't know that they're on the same side.
Wow. I never thought of it like that. You're totally right.
You're just their common enemy.
Ah, yes, the enemy of my enemy.
Is in hell.
Not yet.
Or Mars.
For now, it's on Mars's moon. We don't... No, not hell yet.
No. We will be going to hell.
We don't talk about hell.
Oh, not yet.
I just realized what the pinkies look like what their walking animation looks like. It looks like someone trying to walk in high heels for the first time.
Including the hunching over.
You're not wrong.
We're gonna make... I feel like all the jokes of this LP are just gonna be making the characters and enemies in this game fashionable.
You say that, but those imps are still wearing spikes, and those are outdated as hell.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where you are.
I guess.
If this were a Judas Priest concert. Some weird shit will have gone down, but it would be cool.
I'm getting caught on something for some reason. I don't know how that's happening. Also, while we have a second, I want to go over the difficulty levels in this game. There's 5 of them, but they're really kind of chopped into 3 different sections. There's the easiest one, where enemies are very dumb, they're very slow, and they're much less common. Pretty much the biggest difference between difficulties is the number of enemies and the frequency in which they attack you. It's not just they do more damage. On higher difficulties, there are more enemies, and they are more aggressive. So it's not that they do more damage, they just shoot you more and are more accurate. On Nightmare, which is the hardest difficulty, it's literally before you pick it, it says, "Are you sure? This mode is literally unfair." And it is. It is. It's not meant to be a fair challenge, because not only are enemies extremely accurate, extremely aggressive, like overwhelmingly so, and not only is there so many enemies, actually it's the same number of enemies as it is on the difficulty down, but I digress. They also respawn. So if you kill an enemy and have to backtrack, it's likely those enemies are going to be back. And in that mode, you get actually double ammo to compensate for that. But it is stupidly difficult, and it's not easy to get through. There are actually some Doom levels from Final Doom, which is kind of an expansion / sequel that came out after Doom 2, where until recently, there were some levels that were thought impossible to beat on Nightmare difficulty.
Well, that if there were some levels, that means you got past one to find another that's supposedly impossible.
Yeah. But I mean, like with these levels, there's... I mean, you can level skip, of course, but there are some levels where, until only recently, there were no documented cases of anyone beating it on Nightmare, and that's just scary.
I mean, it's programmed to be an asshole, so...
Yeah.
Which is why everyone plays on ultraviolence instead.
Yeah, except for this Let's Play. I'm playing on the medium difficulty, Hurt Me Plenty. I kind of regret that. I recently played through Doom 1 on ultraviolence after this Let's Play, and it feels like the definitive way to play Doom, especially if you've been playing it for years like I have. Like, start with Hurt Me Plenty, Pretty much anything before that is too easy, in my opinion. But once you play through it once on Hurt Me Plenty, you may as well just go right to Ultraviolence, because it is a very, very even challenge.
Yeah, it did always seem like the way this was meant to be played.
Especially since on Nightmare, again, Nightmare and Ultraviolence have the same number of enemies, so Ultraviolence has the max, pretty much. Ooh, gooey.
Now, I know you were looking for secrets there, I imagine. But I wish you had done what you had done earlier in the video, where you just looked at the map, so it was just your icon sliding into walls. That was very entertaining.
The map in this game is selectively useful. It can help you find out where to go in places that you've already been. There's also an item I picked up in the last level, I believe, called the Computer Area Map. That gives you pretty much an entire view of the whole map, except for apparently there are some things that devs can hide. I don't know any examples though, and that can help you find secrets and such. But not every level has one. Ugh.
Feel deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is me trying to find secrets so I don't have to look in my walkthrough. And so I can feel smarter.
Well, imagine how his giant dick feels.
Yeah.
He slapped it against every wall.
That's why he's grunting, yeah. I wouldn't want anything of me to touch these fucking walls, alright? They're disgusting.
Yeah. The military base on Mars, I can't imagine it's super clean.
There are diseases there that are not on Earth. You cannot handle this.
Yeah. Maybe that's how all this shit started. Mars disease. That sounds like an actual disease, never mind. Probably because it sounds like SARS.
At least flights to Phobos are cheap because nobody wants to go there with all the disease.
Flights. I don't know why. That is what you do to get there, but just referring to it as a flight amuses me.
Like, everyone loves taking Delta to fucking Phobos.
Nobody loves taking Delta anywhere.
Yeah! Nobody likes Delta, it's true.
I've had okay flights with Delta, and I still hated it.
I hate all flights. They fucking suck when you're my size. Fun fact, planes are deeply uncomfortable when you're 6'5".
Oh my god, I can only imagine. I'm 5'11", and they could get pretty cramped.
It's fucking miserable.
This level's an asshole. I always get lost in this level, no matter how many times I play it. I never quite remember where to go. But we're nearing the end, so it'll be over soon. There's some levels in the Doom series I just legitimately hate. I don't know if this is one of them, but this is definitely not one of my favorites.
I mean, it's very samey, so I can understand completely. Incredibly samey.
That's the thing with the first 2 episodes. Since they are man-made in a military base... Whoa! I was about to blast my fucking face in. Since they're man-made and a military base, they're not as aesthetically pleasing as some of the later levels, where we actually do explore some actual hellscapes, and some of them look like shockingly for the graphical capabilities that this game can do. Some of them look like actually a bit unnerving, and that impresses me. The later levels get very... I don't know if I want to call them pleasing, because that just makes me sound fucked up. But you know what I mean.
They look aesthetical.
Aesthetical, there we go.
Yeah, aesthetically interesting.
Interesting, there we go. Not pleasing.
They look hot.
Oh yeah. The dangling corpses.
It's true, hell is hot.
Oh, well, there you go. See? I could say that without being weird.
So the problem is that you're still weird regardless. That has nothing to do with the statement.
There are a lot of soul spheres in episode 1. This secret's easy to miss because it's on that bridge there and it's just kind of hidden. But it's not terribly useful.
I love the music at the start of this screen. Just sounds like it's skipping.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
God, look at this time.
Yeah. That's the thing about this LP. You're gonna see the full time I spent in the level, and all of my editing to make me look better at this game is gonna be for naught.
To be fair, in the previous level, the editing was incredibly disorienting. I loved it.
I'm sorry. I don't want to just have half this LP be me zipping back and forth.
If this were golf, par time would be if you actually played it. Your actual time is you just beating the shit out of the green.
This is the only level in this episode that has only one secret, and it is right there. And it's another fucking soul sphere. This is the final level of the episode, by the way. This is where we're going to meet our first boss, apostrophe S and apostrophe.
It also sounds like it has an accordion or something. Like a sad violin.
This song is actually super atmospheric. It's probably one of my favorites in Doom. And here we are. And here we are. These are our first boss. These are the Barons of Hell. They have a lot of health, unless you have a rocket launcher. Good night.
They don't have a giant dick.
Shockingly enough.
It's just because they're wearing pants. You can't see it.
But yeah, those are the Barons of Hell. What I like about enemies what I like about bosses in Doom is that they're just enemies like everyone else. They can be placed anywhere. It's not like they have to have boss rooms that tailor to their abilities or anything. So Barons of Hell, we're going to see them a few more times. They're just going to be thrown in to make monster areas more difficult. And I really like that. I like how bosses can kind of just be used as other obstacles elsewhere when you've met more powerful enemies.
That's an interesting thing to say, because in other games that would be a downside. Like, that would be viewed as laziness in the enemy design.
I disagree. Because, well, first of all, let's explain what's going on here. So
Party? It's a fucking party.
So you're supposed to be torn apart by a bunch of enemies on your way out of Phobos, and you're supposed to die. And here's the aftermath of that. But since I had the invisibility on, they couldn't really hit me, so it took a lot longer than it should have.
It's an amazing sequel, Inferno.
Spider fans.
But that is the end of Doom's first episode, and this was also the end of the fucking now legendary shareware version of Doom, which was, from my understanding, I don't know how old computer shit worked, but this was pretty much free to download or get on like floppy disks and stuff. And then if people liked it, then you could buy the whole thing. And this is kind of how Doom became the mega popular thing that it was. It's because the first episode was free and it was so revolutionary. So apparently it was at the time on more computers than like the most recent version of Windows. I don't know if that's just an urban legend, but it sounds possible.
It is one of the more famous examples of shareware, and yeah, you got it exactly right. It's, hey, everyone can try out this sweet demo, but then, hey, you can go here to buy the game.
Yeah, as I said before, Doom, you could only buy it by mail order. So it gave you a phone number at the end of the shareware to call to order your copy. I don't know if like just stores wouldn't take it or if they didn't have the budget to like put it in stores or something, but the Ultimate Doom, which has the fourth episode, was the first time it was actually released in stores.
I do wonder what is there now if you call a number.
Probably reroutes to some call center that bought it up.
God, if I wasn't so weirdly scared of calling mysterious phone numbers, then I would absolutely do that.
It'd be funny if it just accidentally got rerouted to John Romero's personal cell phone. Like, who's the asshole at my phone company that did this?
John Romero.
I'm here to call you a bitch, John Romero.
And then he just cries.
John Romero's a cool person, alright? Say what you will about his business ventures, but no, he's pretty rad.
I'm sure he is.
And it was someone else who came up with that. So,
Yeah. No, that was really bad marketing that came up with that.
but Daikatana sucked on its own.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
We forgive you though, John. We love you and your strange neck. he's, he's got a bit of a strange neck.
Just remember, John Romero said trans rights, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
He did? I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah, wasn't that on the H-Bomber guy stream?
Yep.
I'm sad I missed that part. I saw Grant Kirkhope say it as Donkey Kong. It was amazing. Trans rights, okay.
I love that whole stream just existed. It's great.
Made entirely out of spite.
For John Romero's neck.
No, that's this LP. Made out of spite for his neck.
No, don't make fun of his neck. That's me.
It is mean. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. If I can forgive you for Daikatana, you can forgive me for pointing out your neck.
On the list of sins, it's not going to get you sent to Mars.
All right. We're good then.